Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm here in the World of Warcraft, and it's the War Within expansion. I've been away from WoW for a while. Got sidetracked with getting set up with Linux, and WoW is one of the titles that I don't have working on Linux just yet. I have to learn about how to use bottles, because Steam and GOG make it very easy. I mean, granted, GOG doesn't have a built-in way to run stuff on Linux, but they have Linux native titles, and they're integrated really well with Lutris. World of Warcraft, not so much. I mean, Lutris claims, I don't know, I tried, and Lutris just didn't seem to get well working for me, so I'm still working on it. I'll probably have to set it up with bottles, but for now, unfortunately, this one's still being played on Windows. I feel dirty now. Well, since I've been busy, my poor character, this is actually supposed to be my main character. He's neglected, you know. I actually played through the entire expansion on... I have an alternate account that I don't stream or record on that's just for fun. That's completely different Battle.net account. So I did all kinds of things and raids and stuff on that one that I just wanted to have fun for myself and then didn't record any of it. So now it's catch-up time. Because now the next expansion is about to come out. The pre-patch is already out. And this poor character never got through this one. Oh, and now that we have housing. Now this number here of how many hours and days played may not seem very much, but keep in mind that I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have 7 World of Warcraft accounts spread across 3 Battle.net accounts. So it's not an accurate reflection of my actual playtime, because once upon a time I was a serious altaholic. That's before they made it difficult for people to enjoy multi-boxing. Oh well, how's that going for you as stuff declines? So here, let's see, we've updated Zygor, and alright. Oh, that's right, I guess I need to choose. I'm not going to worry about this House for You quest. I actually saw the housing in the beta, and I guess I found it underwhelming. I'm not going to bother with the house for now. Maybe later. I've seen some impressive creations. There are people who are a whole lot more creative than I am that are making houses that look fantastic, but I suffer from a lack of time perpetually. This was the Isle of Thunder I was working on. We're just going to abandon that. I don't care about it. Have a lot of unfinished quests, but here we'll go to Dornagal here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and set that to tracking. Oh, I have unopened items in my collection. Ta-da! The Scorching Valor. I don't remember getting this. Let's see what it is. I have no idea where this came from. It says in-game shop, but I don't recall buying this. Well, let's take a look at it. Alright, it looks like they basically cobbled together the wings of the hippogriff. It looks like the model of, I don't know, is that Midnight? Slapped on some armor and seems like a copy-paste mount. Oh, that's right, Dragonflight. We actually have to flap our wings. It's a nice mount. Actually, you know what? Seeing this thing here in the air, the one thing that I can say that I like about this mount so far is that years ago there was an event where Missa Pandaria was under development, and Blizzard said, if you will prepay for 1 year of World of Warcraft, then Mike Morhaime said, we will grant you access to Missa Pandaria's beta when it goes live. And then he didn't, you know, because only certain YouTubers and streamers were granted access, and the rest of us idiots that paid money for it were left to sit on the sidelines for weeks waiting for it. Plus, Tyrael's Charger is a very, very ugly mount. In fact, here I'll demonstrate. I was a sucker. I bought it. So this mount looked to me like someone had never seen a horse before. It's got these stubby little legs. I mean, the proportions are all wrong. I've hated this mount. Well, mostly because I was angry at Blizzard for... I paid for, like I said, the 1 year, and then did not get access to MOP beta when it went live. Not immediately. They kept me out for weeks, and by that time, the YouTube interest in it had died down. Because I thought I was basically investing in something that would net me some content, and they made sure to make it worthless. Oh well, Morhaime is gone. A lot of the other people who made those decisions are gone. I'm not saying that EA is going to be any better steward of WoW. I mean, but on the plus side, the one thing that I think that they're doing right is that we're at least getting more content. Granted, maybe it's a little bit sloppy, but they are getting things out on a on a better schedule than they used to. I mean, we had content droughts that would last for years. Oh, shoot, what was the name of this mount that I just got? I was going to write it around, and I already forgot what it was called. I'm never going to find it. Charger or something? Probably not. Oh well, if I can't write on that one, I can write around on the Ghastly Charger. I don't remember if this flies or not. Does it? Oh, it does. Although this one doesn't show any wings. You know what? This looks appropriate for a Forsaken. What do you say? I forgot what I did to get this one. Some kind of special thing?
Tell me, what drives you? May your choices return you here.
May your choices return you here. Our forged paths intertwine.
You know what? Here, let's see. Maybe we'll go ahead and we'll start on this one. Did my talents all get refunded?
Our lives are our own.
Now, Zygor does not think very highly of my choices. See the red X's? It's like, you really should take these things. Well, they're always changing things in the game, so you know what? Here, I'll take the Zygor's suggested build. And Zygor can choose these things for me. This is the nice thing about having Zygor as a paid add-on, instead of mulling over for hours, figuring out where I can get a 1% bonus here and another percent bonus there. I can let my add-on do that for me. I'll admit, when World of Warcraft first came out, because I played in the vanilla, I used to do that. But it grew frustrating for me because they would constantly change the way that the game worked. And some of the changes never really made any sense to me, other than to appear to innovate, when in reality the changes just seemed random for the sake of randomness. Oh well, just having something to have something there. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Zygor selected build, and let's see about tracking the quest that we just picked up. Ah, here it is, before I depart. Oh, actually, it's suggesting we go over here first. Okay, well, you know what? Oh, this is not where I was expecting it to be, so... There we go.
Welcome, Outlander.
There we go. So since I'm here to catch up on this expansion, I'm going to let Zygor choose all the quests, the order that I do them, turn in everything. I've read all of these before, so I'm not going to bother reading all of the content as we go. Now, if you've never seen Zygor before, and this looks attractive to you, having this thing help me, because it's intended for players that have limited amounts of time, that want to be able to have fun gaming, and less time, you know, sorting your bags, or figuring out the best order to do things, and it's like, which I definitely fall into that category. I only have so much game time available these days. It's that's the thing that all gamers deal with. When you're younger, you have lots of time, but not a lot of money. Now that I'm older, I have plenty of money and not enough time. I've been fortunate that I made some good choices in terms of education and skills that I'm in demand. People will pay me extra to work nights, weekends, holidays, and I never know. I never know when the gravy train is going to end, so I never say no. I have people that I've worked with over the years who are like, "You are insane for the amount of hours that you work." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you never know.
Forged paths intertwine.
You never know when it will end." Of course, these are the same people that get aggravated when our employers, places that I've worked here. Let me go ahead and put this guy. Let's see, where is he? The Ghastly Charger. They get upset when they're no longer asked to work those extra hours. Normally, my character would run around on the Headless Horseman's mount, but I was thinking for a Forsaken, this is even better. Yeah, the Headless Horseman's mount looks like a fantastic mount for a Warlock, but I think the Ghastly Charger is even more. I mean, can you get any more Forsaken than this? Actually, if you think you can, I would love to hear your suggestion as to what mount you think would be better. Let me know in the comments. Oh, and speaking of the comments, I was going to say, if you like what you see in Zygor, I believe I have an invite code for it that will help me save a little money on my Zygor subscription. So if you want to use that in order to give me a hand, it's assuming I still have one. I'll look for it and I'll put it in the description of this video. If I don't have a code, I'll go ahead and I'll put that in the description too and say, well, I don't have a code, but here's where you can find Zygor. But if I do have a code, I'll go ahead and I'll put that there. So either way, you should see something in the description. That's assuming I remember to do it. Oh, by the way, one other change that has happened since I was playing World of Warcraft is, see, I have my own macros that I've written. You'll notice that this little button here, and see, I've got a few macros. In the old days, you would have to write these things in order to come up with a sequence of commands to hit. And so this was the sequence that I typically prefer. But one of the things that they've done, and my guess is this is in preparation for the eventual migration of World of Warcraft to Xbox, is they've come up with this single button assistant that goes through all of your commands. Let me try it. I'm curious to see if it performs any better than my macros that I've been writing by hand all these years. How old is WoW? Is it 25 years? I hate to admit it, but yeah, I've been writing macros for as long as there's been World of Warcraft. I remember back in vanilla, I saw someone using them, and I asked about it, and they said, oh yeah, if you hit /M, you know, that macro button comes up, and then of course if you hit escape, you also can see it there. Or you can type /macro if you want to spell it out. And so for over 2 decades, I've been writing my own macros. Although, I got critters galore here. Well, maybe theirs was better. Well, of course the game has changed a little bit. I try to have as many macros, or I mean, as many critters summoned as I can via macros. There's my favorite critter. Oh, too bad she doesn't stick around long enough. I want to enjoy the view. Games are supposed to be entertaining. Stuff like that would probably be fodder for shorts. That's the other thing. YouTube is really pushing shorts these days. I'm thinking of starting to make shorts. Jump on the bandwagon. Not necessarily because, from what I understand from other creators, there's no money in shorts. But what it can do is help people discover your channel. So it's like no cost advertising. You know what? So far this one button assist seems to be working okay. One of the things about macros over the last couple of decades that was a little annoying is that every time a new patch would come out,
brought you here?
I would have to manually revise them.
Journey
Okay, Zygor doesn't think we need to bother turning in just yet. I'll let Zygor take care of the order. Speaking of having lots of critters, back in the old days in World of Warcraft, that was one of my things that was a lot of fun, is that, you know, as a warlock you would get one demon. But in vanilla, let's see, I'm trying to remember which dungeon it was. There was a item called it was one of the bigger dungeons. Was it Lower Blackrock Spire? It might have been LBRS. Back when that was a thing. There was an item called the Bag of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And it was a trinket, and it had a chance to summon a Fell Hunter, which would freak people out if you were already using a Fell Hunter and then suddenly you had two. I loved trinkets back then. There was another trinket that I liked that, I forget, it was like some kind of lighter, and from the perspective of other players, it looked like you were breathing fire when you were using it. So I carried the Bag of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and that lighter, which would surprise the heck out of people on PvP if, perchance, like I said, the other demon came out, and they, you know, come charge up to my character and get fire breathed in their face. And back then, warlocks could use swords, and I was fortunate that I was able to get the Headless Horseman's sword back then, which summoned pumpkin soldiers. So I would have my demon, I could potentially have another demon, and then summon 3 pumpkins, and then breathe fire on people, and it was a lot of fun. It got me out of a few scrapes here and there. I was sad that those types of special items like the Horseman's Blade don't scale very well. It's a shame to not be able to use that anymore. Of course, that's not nearly as salty as the people like, the rogues with those dual, what is it? I'm trying to remember the name of the blades that Illidan dropped. And it was a really rare chance, and they would keep grinding until they had 2 of them. And then more and more and more expansions come out, and they're like, okay, you know, they're worthless now, and they're like, but this is my identity. I've got to have these blades. How dare you? I guess what we're looking for is down there. Inside here, that makes sense. I can see how this little one-button assist is going to play well with the Xbox crowd. No, this feels like easy mode. Of course, that suits me just fine. I'm basically a casual gamer anyways. I've never really been into the hardcore raiding. I mean, I've gone on raids and whatnot, but unfortunately, maybe, you know, depending on how you look at, it's just been my bad luck that most of the raids that I've been in have been very toxic. You know, there's a really good video called the Onyxia Wipe Animation. In fact, here I'll link it in the description of this video if you've never seen it. And that describes like 90% of the raids that I've been on, where it's just people screaming at each other and fighting about loot before it ever drops, and just wasn't fun. Did I miss something down there? I thought I picked everything up, but it's still showing me this location. Of course, sometimes Zygor will yuck up, and yeah, I think Zygor is cooked. It doesn't always show the correct locations. Oh, wait a minute, that's probably it. That's our final one. Oh, great. It's down there as well. Okay, so down we go. That's why she's waiting at the top of the stairs, because you're supposed to get this stuff down here before going up there, I guess. World of Warcraft today is a lot easier than it was back in vanilla. I used to have these quests where it's like, you gotta go find a pine cone. The pine cones didn't glow, you just had to know to click on them. I remember wandering around for half an hour before realizing, oh, it's this pine cone here? I gotta click on this?
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Zygor says we have a talent. Of course, we did just level. And it wants me to go with this one. Cloven Souls. Enemies damaged by your overlord have their souls cloven, increasing damage taken by you and your pets. Why do we want to increase damage taken? Oh well, who cares? Zagor is mostly on the level. I guess I'll have to read about that sometime. Maybe I have an ability that benefits from damage? I wasn't paying attention. It's been said that the World of Warcraft's player base consists pretty heavily of players that have a little bit of sunk cost fallacy, where they've been playing for so many years and built up so many things that they hate to leave it all behind. And I will admit, I probably fall into that category. Mostly, I just play now to wander around and be curious. Oh, wait a minute, that's right. This is a... we're supposed to use an item here, I recall. Let's see, what is the item? Oh, you know what? We should check and see what Traveler's Guide wants. Complete 10 quests. I should get that pretty soon. Bunch of honor. Maybe I'll jump into some PvP sometime. It's not too hard. Win some pet battles. Is it pet battles against humans or against pet masters or whatever they call them? Dungeon bosses. Oh, that'll be easy. Just jump into random dungeons. Defeat a world boss. Yeah, I could just jump into something. Look and see what is it we are supposed to be doing here. There's probably something that I throw. Oh, here it is. Explosive stick. Wakey wakey. Yeah, I need to clean up my quest log so it's not so full of quests that not interested in, but we'll do that some other time. Okay, let's see. There we go. Explosive sticks. Oh, thought I saw something I loot there. Should be one more hole. There we go. Let's gather everybody up. Oh. I keep wanting to hit I for inventory because I've been playing some other games where your inventory is open with I, not B for bag. That's why you keep seeing that open like that. Cyberpunk, I is for inventory. Woo! Demon party time. I love it. Okay, well, I guess the one-button assist is, I kind of like how they're programming this thing. Here, let's see. I love having multiple demons. Let's see, what was I thinking? There, I just had a thought that went out of my head. Oh, that's right. I was thinking to myself, as I'm not taking advantage of all my abilities, so... Not that it looks like things are very dangerous, but there's really no reason not to take advantage of the fact that I can soulstone myself, just in case. So, that way, in case something happens, at least I'll be prepared. Not only that, but I should be carrying around some goodies. Let's see, where did I put it? There we go. And do I already have that on my... Yeah, right there. Okay. You know, speaking of things that I'm still kind of salty about, maybe I should let go because it's been a long time. When the World of Warcraft first came out, there was no such thing as a, what is it, a meeting stone? I hope I'm remembering the term correctly. Where they'd have the stone outside the dungeons so that you could summon people. So back before those became a thing, warlocks were always in demand for dungeon runs because you couldn't just you know, go to a dungeon via summoning easily. You had to have a warlock with you to summon someone. So everyone always wanted to have a warlock with them because, you know, if you wanted to get a dungeon party together, everybody had to physically show up instead of simply just teleporting in via queue or something. And then those meeting stones came out, and then overnight, warlocks were no longer in demand anymore. Until people realized that they worked, they gave warlocks the ability to summon players within a raid. Some of the raid dungeons were really big and really long, so if someone died, the run back was a very long way. And so then we were popular again for a while because we could throw up a little thing and summon someone from the entrance all the way down to wherever the raid party was.
A new experience.
This music sounds a little mournful, and it's kind of appropriate for the World of Warcraft. That's the other thing about WoW that I guess part of the reason why I don't play as much as I used to is that for me, the World of Warcraft is kind of a sad place. Not in that I haven't had fun in the World of Warcraft, but because I've had fun in the World of Warcraft, I'll explain. I've had a lot of friends over the years that I met online, and we played a lot together and had a great time. And then people get married, they get a new job, they have kids, they get busy, they drift away. And I mean, literally hundreds, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, it could be even thousands at this point, of people that I've interacted with over the years. Well, 25 years of WoW. Yeah. Or is WoW older than that? I don't even remember. I remember it was like the 90s when it went online, I think. Or no, was it early 2000? Oh, you know what? I can check because I received a recent achievement for feats of strength. Events. Oh, I guess it's only been 20 years. I thought it was 25. Okay, well, in 20 years, had a lot of fun. Did a lot of things, went a lot of places virtually. That was the one thing I could say very positive about WoW, is that when it first came out, it was a wonderful, well, I wouldn't say antidote, but compensation for insomnia. I would work, well, quite a bit, as I mentioned, and some of the jobs that I've done are very stressful. I mean, stuff where lives were on the line, and sometimes I had difficulty sleeping at night. There's only so much television you can stand. You know, the same shows repeat over and over again. And, yeah, I was just going crazy. And then World of Warcraft came out. And now, all of a sudden, I could be having very interesting conversations and going on adventures in the middle of the night. Of course, the only problem with that is that you forget yourself and you get loud, and then other people in the house start to get upset. So if you have a significant other, they're not happy that you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning talking to people. And boy, do they go ballistic if they hear a female voice coming out of speakers or something. So I was like, okay, I'll wear headphones. But then it's always like, are you talking to a woman? Yeah, it's like,
Speak freely. No directive needed.
But to be fair, it was probably fully justified for the gal I was with back then. Well, and even now, the gal I'm with now, to be concerned, because of my busy schedule, I tend to meet women online. And that's how I end up in relationships. And I've had a string of girlfriends that I met on the internet, including my current one.
What path brought you here?
Follow no directives but your own.
That star that you saw was Zygor telling me, okay, this is the next quest to accept. I think that's probably one of the best things about, whoops, oh, is this my location? About the, dealing with people on the internet, is finding people with similar interests. Oh, okay, so charge course from beasts. Whoops, oh, darn it, wrong button. I need to dismount, and then number 2 becomes attack. The internet taught me that whatever you're into, no matter how obscure you think it is, somebody else is too. And though you may never chance upon them in the real world, we can find each other together online. Unfortunately, I do have some friends that have not been as fortunate. And they tell me, I know one poor guy, he has never had a girlfriend. This guy's pushing 30. Tell him, don't lose hope. There's a gal out there who will love you just the way you are. And if they don't settle for less. Too many fish in the sea to allow any fish to tell you what to do. It's like, this is me. If you like what you see, you can have me. If you don't, shove off. I know, someone out there is saying, Joe, really? You can get a girlfriend being like that? It's like, absolutely you can. And I think you'll have a happier relationship too, because rather than eventually resenting someone because you're having to make changes in order to accommodate someone who doesn't like the way that you are, you can just be yourself, and you can be very happy with them. Of course, so far, you know, the relationships haven't been permanent. People change over time. Their goals change, and I had one girlfriend, I don't know if I should tell the story. she decided that I wasn't going to amount to anything, and decided that she was going to go date some other guy who she thought had more of a future. Well, surprise, surprise. I'm the one who's doing a whole lot better. Oh well. Not taken. Okay, I was thinking I was getting the ore from the creatures, but I guess I have to mine it. Oh, well, I guess I do have to. Alright. Get them, critters.
I need to target something first.
Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to be unpleasant or, in any kind of relationship, but just be realistic with people. Say, this is the type of person that I am. If you like me like this, we can be very happy together. Every day is precious. Don't waste them on someone who doesn't like you the way that you are. It took me a while to realize that. I am guilty of, when I was younger, of trying to accommodate women that weren't necessarily into what I was into. In fact, at one point, and I will admit that this crossed my mind. I never actually did this, but I had thought about it. I thought of making a gamer be my secret identity, like Batman or something. And so what I would do is, like, all the gaming stuff and computers and waifus and all that good stuff is in one room, and it has its own locked door, and nobody was allowed in that room. That way, I could close the door, and the rest of my place that I was living at looked like a normal, mild-mannered guy. But at night, I'd put on my secret identity of Joe Gamer, and oh, it's down under here, isn't it? So I had actually thought of doing that, and I figured I'd date some normie girl that, but I got lucky, and I kept coming across women that didn't have an issue with me being a gamer.
Speak freely. No directive needed.
And then at some point, I decided,
Journey far.
That's gonna be it. Oh, wait a minute. This is that one where you gotta do everything in order. Okay, toss me some ore. I remember doing this. This is a pain. It's timed. Oh, that's the ore. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that was the ore. Alright.
What path brought you here?
Let's try again. I have to do it in whatever order he says. Okay. Toss me some of that ore. Okay, here you go. I have to pay attention to what he asks for. Hand me a charged core. Alright. You're a great helper, Ramius. Need some coals. Alright. More coals. Alright. Oh, come on. Did I not click it fast enough? Oh, not that, the ore. Charge core. This is basically a little mini game of whack-a-mole. So this guy's got like dementia or whatever. Tossing some ore. Alright. Let's see, is he gonna ask for a core next? core. All right. I think these are random in terms of the order. Oh, charge core. Ah, shoot, I didn't see that. Okay, finally.
Tell me what drives you. Let's commit our meeting to memory.
Alright, yeah, this guy wants to retire. So this is her basically helping her mentor carry out his last wishes. Well, of course, I don't think she realizes that that's going to be it. Alright, then the next part.
Tell me, what drives you?
Can we get to him in time? Oh, and we have another... Here, I'll go ahead and pick this one. What is Zygor recommending this time? You always gain the benefit of Soul Burn when casting Demonic Circle, Teleport, increasing your movement speed by 50%, making you immune to snares, roots. Oh. Well, maybe I should use those more often. Never hurts to pick up a couple of these along the way. Oh, did I already overshoot? Here's the lantern. He dropped it. I know that lantern. Is it my lantern?
Welcome, Outlander.
Yep, he's losing his mind. So these are basically supposed to be constructs. These people are basically machines, really advanced robots. And he is breaking down.
Welcome, Outlander.
To use an old computer euphemism, his hard drive has a lot of bad sectors. And the breakdowns are just cascading to the point where he's not going to be able to function anymore soon. Oh, they despawn and then head over. I guess I got this one already. Yeah. Oh, but look, there's a couple of them here. Whoops. Ah. This is where we say goodbye. I remember.
Our forged paths intertwine.
Yep, she needs a little bit more in order to let him go. Speaking of neglected stuff, I mean, yeah, I kind of neglected the World of Warcraft for a little while as I went on my Linux tangent. I was so happy to finally be able to leave Windows behind for most of my gaming titles, and I still need to get, like I said, World of Warcraft going, also Elder Scrolls Online, and and there's a caveat to that. The Steam version of ESO, very easy to get going. The non-Steam version, where you download it directly, it's probably going to require models also. So, as I figure out how to run models in order to set up World of Warcraft, it'll probably work for ESO as well. So, just having to learn how that works, and then when I understand it fairly well, I should be able to explain it to other people, so that you won't have to go through what I'm going through in order to figure it out. That's actually a motto I have at work. Is I always tell my bosses whenever I work someplace that my job is to make yours easier. And as fellow gamers, I would like to make it easier for you to be able to try out and perhaps transition to Linux if you're interested in leaving Windows behind the way that I am. It seems like every time I open the news, there's another self-induced problem with Windows. The CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, has mentioned that Microsoft would be making up to 30% of its code for Windows using artificial intelligence. But looking at the frequency and severity of issues with Windows 11 in particular, my question to the CEO of Microsoft is like, only 30%? I'm pressing X or doubt. I think it's more. I mean, the quality control is shockingly bad. The other reason why I don't want to do things on Windows anymore is that the applications are no longer applications in many cases. They're just using a web wrapper. And, oh, whoops, I guess I still need some of these guys. So they're using Chromium wrappers and running things off of websites rather than just run everything locally. And Chrome is notorious for gobbling up lots of memory. Yeah, good thing there isn't a worldwide memory shortage, right? And so it's just ridiculous. It makes everything harder unnecessarily. There's no reason to be pushing all this nonsense. And then on top of that, you know, Windows 11 is like, well, you have to have a new computer with TPM and all this other stuff. And which is why I've gone out of my way to I've dug up the oldest computer I have, you know, third generation i5, in order to demonstrate you can play modern gaming titles on what amounts to, in computer terms, as an ancient computer, as long as you're not doing it on Windows. And it's fully up to date. It's got all the security patches. Because that's usually the boogeyman that Microsoft users are like, oh, if you don't keep up with it, oh, if you're using Windows 10, oh, you're unsupported. Oh, those hackers are going to get you. We're going to leave you to their mercy. It's like, yeah, that's okay. Penguin's got my back. If I don't have to kill the peacock, I'm not killing the peacock. That'll make my girlfriend happy. Speaking of women, that's one way you can usually identify women in these games, yeah, because they're, you know, there are people that when I play female characters, and there's a whole story behind that. The short version is I used to play all male characters, but then I would play with some women that would game with me online, and they would get harassed by people. And so I thought, oh, all right, I'll take some of the aggro off you. And I started playing female characters, and then I would be a jerk and flirt with people. And then once they heard my voice in voice chat, they're like, oh no, and they would run away and never come back. The girls thought that was funny. Yeah, because you have these guys that I don't know what they're thinking, but they're like, yeah, baby, I'd love to get in a voice chat with you, and then they're like, hey, baby, say something to me. I'm like, tell me I'm pretty, and boy, they can't disconnect fast enough. So the girls always thought that was funny. My World of Warcraft guild here, Red October, was rather egalitarian back in the day, and we seem to have a really high percentage of female gamers, at least higher than any other guild that I'd ever seen. We had quite a few women. And one giveaway that a player was a woman, even if you never heard her in voice chat, is they're like, oh, the poor little animals, because I remember one of the things we used to do was we would have these group photos. It was kind of fun to group up and take pictures of our characters. And actually, if you're curious, that's something else I'll put a link to in the description of this video, is I have an old album, so to speak, of group photos. I still need one from this guy. So you can see what it looked like back in the old days. Vanilla, the Burning Crusade, and quite a few other expansions when the guild was in its heyday. I think we reached our peak back in the Wrath of the Lich King. It's so much fun. Yeah, speaking of things that happened in the old days, it was the end of the Wrath of Lich King when the Dungeon Finder was introduced, and overnight, oh shoot, didn't mean to get the peacock. Demons, you've been bad. Yeah, overnight people went from being polite in dungeons because you had to worry about your reputation on the realm to Ninja Looter, Bonanza, and remember, it was the frozen orbs that everybody would steal. And yeah, because all throughout Wrath, you actually still had to go to the dungeons in person. You had to have friends. And that was one of the really nice things about having a big guild of people that had fun gaming together, is we had no shortage of fun in dungeons. We could always put together a group in order to go out there and have a good time.
Speak freely. No directive needed.
Alright, let's give him his little incense. It's like, smell the incense and sleep forever.
Communication in... sorry. Hello.
A new experience.
Nice little trinket. And so now that the title of caretaker has passed, it's time for him to sleep forever. Corgan stands in the shallows, his once warm eyes now locked in a gaze of wonder at the horizon as his lantern sways with the gentle ocean breeze. A small ornate plaque hangs on the lantern. It reads, "Here stands caretaker Corgan," or Corgrun, sorry, I'm missing the R, in his final shutdown. May his forever rest not be dictated by tradition, but rather by choice. Caretaker Urtago. So I guess that's one of the things is that the Titans who made these people, these automations, they're not allowed to die as long as they have duties to perform, and the Titans never came back to tell them your job is done, so they feel obligated to just run forever to the point where some of them are just going insane.
Communication in. Oh, sorry. Hello.
Oh, but looking at the timer, this is probably a good spot to end this video. I hope that you've enjoyed my reminiscing and rambling. I've had some people who have commented on some videos where they'll say things like, "This is just a stream of consciousness." And I was like, "Yep, absolutely. That defines the channel in general." So if you enjoy this trip down memory lane and rambling about random things besides the World of Warcraft, let me know in the comments. I'm catching up. It's kind of nice. World of Warcraft is kind of like an old shoe that's very comfortable. It's not very pretty. It kind of smells bad, but boy, is it comfortable. And everybody wonders why you still wear it. And it's like, until you wear the shoe, you just don't understand. WoW is like that for me. See you next time.